I would do it, but dude, it's really, it takes a toll on my voice. Try and do that. It's too much, dude. Hi, everybody. It's another week. It's another commentary. If you guys have been following closely on the channel, you'll see that Todd and I have started to delve back into the world of TV horror. And, most recently, we've done the first 2 episodes of Tales from the Dark Side. Arguably a more underrated show than this one, I think. But, we're gonna dabble into a few things. This week, we're doing Tales from the Crypt, my personal favorite of the anthology horror stuff. Just like last time, for those of you that are here live, which we do every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Time, Fridays, 10:30 p.m. Central Time, we're actually going to be recording 2 episodes, right? They'll be
Yep.
edited and they'll go up, at different times. But if you're live, you get both of them right now. With the exception, I might as well say it right now, for those of you that are live, the schedule is a little different this week and next week because of some schedules. This week, we're live today like normal, but Friday's commentary is now tomorrow on Thursday. And Todd and I actually didn't discuss, but can we do like the Wednesday time tomorrow since it's not
Yeah,
Friday?
that's what I was playing. The 8:30
Yeah,
tomorrow.
because it's a work night.
Yeah.
So that is the difference this week. Todd's got plans on Friday, so we're gonna do commentary 2 tomorrow, Thursday at 8:30 CST. But the times that you see scrolling below, that's the normal times. Next week, unfortunately, we have to just do one recording day. I don't know if Todd's decided on what day, if it's going to be Tuesday or Thursday, but we have to do one because Todd on Wednesday is taking his side chick, Pat, our friend Pat. You guys might know him. He's appeared way back in the day on like the Walking Dead podcast. He's taking him on a date to see Judas Priest.
Yep.
On Wednesday, and then on normal recording day number 2, Friday, I'm taking my wife to see Dice, the Dice Man.
That's gonna be awesome, man.
Yeah, he's playing a really nice like art center in Chandler, Missouri. It's in the middle of a suburb, so I don't have to worry about like downtown parking. I've seen a show there before.
How many people are in there?
It's a 1,500 theater.
Oh wow. Okay, so it's not a small club, so you can't
No, but it's not like the biggest in the world. It's like 1,500.
Yeah.
But it's like an art center where there's not, it's really, it's the kind of place where they might hold graduations and stuff,
Okay.
like for high schools there. But we're gonna have like a staycation, and Chandler, it's like an hour drive, dude. It's over by where I pick you up from the airport over there.
Oh,
In
okay.
Mesa. Yeah, so it's right there. It's like 5-minute drive from that airport. So it's like an hour drive. We're just going to take opportunity and have a staycation. We're staying in a hotel, and we'll kind of spend the next day on the weekend on that side of town, shop, do all that fun
Are you
stuff.
gonna meet him then? Are you gonna get like a signed 8x10 or something like that?
I doubt. That's kind of a thing they do at the small clubs where they might hang back and say hi to people. That's not really a thing you expect at a bigger joint. I seriously doubt it, because this is kind of one of those places where I don't know if he's on like a legit tour, because it was like a pop-up. I think they put up money to bring him there. I doubt he's going to be shaking anybody's hands. So it'll be fine. It'll be nice and cozy. And actually, if you guys go to comedy clubs, I love comedy clubs, but they can be uncomfortable and crammed, right? If the setup is a certain way with like tables and stuff, like everybody's drinking and having food and stuff, it's not always the most comfortable in the seating. But this is an actual like community art center, so it's nice, air conditioned seats that are all facing the stage, so
yeah, I had a long history with Dice, so that kind of like bonded me and my dad back when I was in elementary school. Like I watched Dice had a HBO special back, I think in like 95 or 96, and then I just watched it one night. I was like, this is the dirtiest. I mean, at the time, it was like the dirtiest stuff you can possibly hear. And ever since then, man, I just love Dice. He's so funny, man.
The joke that we'll get into the show in just a second. I swear we're going to get on topic, but my favorite joke of his is it's one of the nursery rhymes, of course, and he tells them like the greatest hits at his shows. So most of them I've heard so many times, it's like the luster's lost. But the one I love is one I can't really finish the punchline of, and no one ever talks about this one. Everybody talks about Little Miss Muffet. Everybody talks about Little Boy Blue.
Yeah.
But they never do like Rub a Dub Dub, 3 Men in a Tub.
Yeah.
And you can't say it. I can't. That's always been my favorite, because like his timing is just so awesome on it. And it's so juvenile and stupid. I love it. But anyway, let's go ahead.
I always like Old Mother Hubbard.
Yeah, they're all good. I'm sure I'll hear a lot of them because he
Got
just
a
kind of does
bone
them
of
as
her own.
he
Oh,
does it as like an encore usually, right? Didn't you see Dice?
I never saw him, man.
Oh, I thought you said you saw him at like a club.
No, I had all his CDs though growing
Oh,
up.
okay. All right, so enough of Dice. Dice does not appear in this episode of Tales from the Crypt.
Is
Therefore,
he
we
in
do
any
not
of
talk
these?
about Dice. I don't think so. I'm just saying he's not
Okay.
part of this episode. Should we stop talking about him? Well,
Okay.
let's go ahead and get it pulled up. We're gonna do the first episode. Go ahead and Todd, give us a briefing. What's it called again? I forget. His name is
The Man Who Was Death.
The Man Who Is Death, right? So let's go ahead and get it rolling. As usual, we have the links to these videos. You can watch them along with us. They are in the description. Cue them up. We are going to go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh,
All right. So William Sadler is the star of this episode. And he makes a couple appearances, if not a few, on this series. He's in Demon Knight, which, by the way, Demon Knight's what we're doing tomorrow night.
yeah.
We're gonna do Demon Knight because we're just in a Tales from the Crypt mood. He's in that. He's in this first episode. He stars as an executioner, right, at a prison,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and he also plays Death in one episode. You remember that one? It's
I
the
don't
same.
remember it.
Yeah, he plays Death in one of the segments with the Crypt Keeper, where like Crypt Keeper's with the Grim Reaper, and he is the same Grim Reaper from Bill and Ted.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They don't acknowledge it, but he's got
Mhm.
the same like accent, he's the same costume and everything. You know, Butch in Sendance, the early
Yeah.
years, the same. So it's just funny. So he's got a real long history with the show. But I have to say, unlike well, the official first episode of Tales from the Dark Side, I do like a bit better than the pilot. This isn't a pilot, but regardless, this is a better first episode than Tales from
Oh,
the Dark Side.
absolutely.
This is a
Absolutely.
great first episode.
Yeah.
But you have to give this series credit. It's a bit newer than Tales from the Dark Side. You can tell it has a way bigger budget
It
because
has a budget. Yeah.
well, look at it. Look at all these people. It's produced by Richard Donner, Walter Hill, Robert
Walter Hill
Zemeckis, Joel
directed it. Yeah.
Silver. These
Yeah.
are A-list producers, right? You know, I think who one of the there was one of the they usually a lot of them wrote these too. One of those guys, whether it's Joel Silver or Zemeckis, Walter Hill
Wrote it. Yeah.
co-wrote it, right? So this is and it was on HBO, and this one's directed by Walter Hill. So right out of the gate, just production value is insane on this compared to. I'm not really trying to pit them against each other, but
No, they're two different.
but this really brought this kind of stuff into the mainstream because it had A-listers, man. You know, there's people like Brad Pitt in the show. There's people like Benicio del Toro. That makes Brad Pitt's in one, right? Or am I crazy?
I think Brad Pitt is in one.
I know Benicio del Toro is. Arnold Schwarzenegger directed this. He was a producer at a point, and he directed an episode. And I'm pretty sure he's in one of the segments with the Crypt Keeper.
I mean, this has a bunch of bit character actors,
tons.
which I love.
There's a bunch. We'll call all of them as they come along. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a million of them. So starting off here, we're kind of getting a peek into what our main character, William Sadler, is currently narrating. And a lot of this episode, he's just breaking the fourth wall and talking
Which I think
to
is
us.
great.
It's
I
really
love
cool.
That.
It's really, really cool. And oh yeah, Blaine, the Tom Hanks episode is really good. That's a really good one. Yeah. I watched that one not that long ago. That's like season 4 or 5, it's somewhere in the middle. But William Sadler, we're going to get a peek into his everyday. He is kind of going off about what he does, and he's kind of giving backstory about, you get a good feeling that he really he's a bit of a sadist.
Yeah.
He clearly likes what he does. And,
he hates criminals.
He hates criminals, but he also loves
murder,
killing them. Yeah. He relishes it. He's like, what does he even say? Something about, he says something here about something about where he's going to make a line about like, they say it gets to your brain instantly. You don't really feel a thing. That's too bad type of thing. Right. Cause he's like, I wish they did. And he gives him another shock after he's dead. Yeah. Wait, someone called the mayor. Yeah, the guy's like freaking out, right? The guy's like freaking out, like someone called the mayor, probably like begging for a pardon, because right after this happens, there's a law that's passed where there's like no, they get
They
rid of the death
abolished.
penalty. They
Yeah,
abolish it.
yeah.
So I don't know if in this guy's case that's getting killed right now, if it's already buzzed about. Because wouldn't that suck if you knew that was on the table? Like, oh, could we just hold off? Like, it might get. Can you imagine? Like, no. Give me 5 more minutes. Give me 5 more. Can we please call the? That would be that'd be scary, man. So Billy Blanks is about to get it. But Todd, you said that
I vaguely remembered this one from when I was a kid, but yeah, I was very surprised, man. This is just a lot of fun. Like you were saying, he broke the fourth wall, and it's something you're not really expecting, but I think it flows so well this episode.
and he's an awesome actor.
Oh, he's great. He's
He's
fantastic.
very, 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 very good.
And
And
yeah, him and the whole prison scene and everything. I mean, brings back like Shawshank Redemption vibes.
mhm.
And then also it brings like the Green Mile. I mean, just like the look of this is
This
just
guy kind of looks like those enchiladas. He kind of looks like him,
yeah.
but bald, doesn't he? Like, he paid me a freaking fortune. You got paid? He's also in Street
Oh
Fighter.
yeah.
Paid me a freaking fortune. I always like Street. I was thinking about him, Joanna Man in Street Fighter, and then it shows him in like on the beach, and he's like, on his knees because he found out all the briefcase is bison dollars. I'm like, in like that kind of you didn't like make sure you were getting real money out of this whole deal. You didn't somehow like get money up front. You went through a terrorist operation only to get duped to get bison dollars and not know it. Anyway, it's
So
not Joanna Man.
Niles has some awesome quotes in this. I do love the quote. He says, "Treat whores like queens, queens like whores." I
Mhm.
always thought that was funny.
Yeah, he has another
Um,
quote too where he says, we're gonna get to it where he's at the bar and he says, like, they start talking about like racial profiling and like are a lot of the people that are on the chair, are they like POCs? And he goes, they're all pretty dark when I'm done with them. By the time the frying them, right? And he's got real slick lines.
and then he has that it's all a big food chain. We eat shit and shit eats us.
Yeah, he's loaded with them.
Yeah,
He's
it's
a bit
true.
of a philosopher, but he's
I
obviously
like it.
whacked. I love this shot.
Yeah.
This is really cool. So, and after this, like I said, he's going to get the news that they've abolished it, and then they axe him because that's his job. He's going to get fired. Wait, great shot though, man. This is like
It-
back in the day when William Sadler guest starred on Roseanne. Remember when William
yeah.
Sadler guest starred on Roseanne as Dan's friend and like
hmm
coworker, and he liked Jackie. Everybody liked flat ass Jackie for some reason. That's a real small town, if you ask me. If Jackie is the dime piece,
I never understood that, man.
yeah, man. She always attracted fishers, dude, that beat the hell out of her. But Jackie was the dime piece, I guess.
Wasn't she a lesbian too in the show, or was
No,
that? No, okay,
no,
that was a different show, probably.
yeah. But anyway, yeah. So you get a lot of eye staring from William Sadler and a lot of good monologue work. I mean, he really pulls his weight on this episode. He's carrying it. um, oh, okay. So yeah, we're at the diner first. We got bootleg Tim Allen's wife on Home Improvement here.
No, I
Yeah,
forgot about this scene. What was he doing in here? Just getting a coffee or something, or what? Oh, he was seeing the new. Okay,
yeah. It's
yeah.
where he finds that on the news,
What?
and then
Yeah,
it kind of kills me how they. I mean, I guess they don't specify how much time passes exactly, but spoiler alert: the way they abolish this and then renege on it so quick is like, I don't know. All these episodes, they always kind of end with bad karma. They
hmm
always have that twist, and there's always bad karma on whoever our focus point is. And that's the way I think all good anthology horror is. That's why I don't. That's what wasn't working for me so much with that pilot, especially. And like I said, even that first episode of Tales from the Dark Side, where it wasn't it was way too ambiguous for what it is. It's like, come on, like this is not. You got 22 minutes. Why are you trying to get me with heady bullshit? Like, just it had us asking too many things at the end. But Todd, I disagree. You said they're totally different. No, they're not. They're anthology horror. They're little shorts told in about 22,
they're
24 minutes.
little shorts, but I don't know. It's Tales from the Dark Side is so dated. I mean, just the budget itself. I
But
mean,
what kills me, it's not. It's this began in the late 80s. Tales to the
yeah.
Dark Side started in the early 80s. They're not that far apart. They're
No,
not like
they're
that.
not.
But you
But
could tell with the budget. And
yeah,
I'm guessing, did you actually watch the DVDs yet? Did you watch this on your DVD set?
Yes, I watched it. It looked
It's
good.
yeah, it's standard definition, but it looks way better than the Tales
Yeah.
from the Dark Side stuff. And the presentation on that DVD set is way better.
Yeah, I
Right?
agree.
It's the old school DVD set where it's like, because every season you go on with all the discs, they're gonna have different like interactive menus with the Crypt Keeper and stuff, which make it so much fun. And but yeah, that Tales
Yeah,
from the Dark Side is pretty bare bones. Yeah,
yeah.
so here he is. He lost
Was
his
it
job.
real quick, was that Warden, was he the dean in Revenge of the Nerds? Remember him?
That I don't know. You're a bigger Revenge of the Nerds guy. I don't
He
remember.
looks exactly like him, but I was like, God, I don't think it could be him though.
Here we've got Swallow It.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we got Total
Total
Recall
Recall. We had
here.
2 Total Recall guys in this
We
movie.
are gonna have more. We get yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you're gonna have Kawato in the next episode. And
Yeah.
there's tons of people. So you're putting the carriage for the horse, my friend. We'll get to him. It's only 22 minutes long. We'll get to him quick.
Take the pill and put it in your mouth.
Swallow it.
It'll be Cohagen's bosom body.
Dr. Giggles, Dark Side was network TV. They could never get away with the things Crypt could. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But even then, Tales from the Crypt, as you'll see in this episode, it'll show titties and stuff every now and again, which is great. But I don't know. I think other than that, it's not. Is it really pushing the envelope outside of a little bit of nudity? Really?
I
It's not
think
like overtly violent,
it
is it?
was. I think it was overly violent for the time. I mean, I don't know.
But
For
HBO was
television, yes.
HBO was. This is back when HBO was primo, in my opinion. It's like it really was something special if you knew somebody that had it.
I never had it, so I always
Yeah.
had to go to somebody's house to watch these. That's
And
why I
like
haven't seen them all.
with our cable, we would get like free weekends or they'd give free months or whatever. So, if you ever got lucky and your cable company gave you like HBO for a free month as like a promo, awesome. You took full advantage of it, dude.
But they never told you. Like, I mean, you saw it and there was like 3 days left. You're like, oh shit, I gotta watch it. I gotta tape all this
Dude,
stuff.
I don't know if I've told this story before, but I have to. So one time, when we were living in rhymes with Dillard.
Yeah.
I tried not the docs Todd. I don't care. You guys can know. But anyway, when I in middle school, we didn't have we at this time we had cable. It was one of the rare times we actually had basic cable. That's when I was like watching TRL and stuff when I'd come home and see like you'd watch the Limp Bizkit videos or whatever. But I usually spent my nights I'd watch like MTV after hours and like they'd have like 120 minutes and stuff like that. And I'd watch a lot of music videos. But for some reason, I'm not sure what happened. I think for some reason I had to move out of the basement. It was just like a sitcom where like the oldest needs his own space.
Yeah.
I stopped sharing a room and I got to trade a room with my little brothers and they took the basement because I wanted my own space instead of sharing. For some reason or another, I got the bedroom on the main floor. And in hindsight, was I on crack? I gave up a basement for a bedroom right by my parents.
Hell no.
It made no sense. Like what? I was so excited to have my own like 4 walls, no matter how tiny that was apart from like my brother, dude. But really, it wasn't a very. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, I remember I was getting set up in there, and I had like a little TV, like one of those like little Emerson TVs with a VCR combo.
Yeah.
I had it literally sitting on the carpet because I didn't have anything moved up there yet. And I'm like, I want to go sleep in my new room. I don't care if my stuff's not in there. And I went and lay down and I hooked the old school cable that came out of the wall into the TV. We never utilized that room because it was my kid brother's room. They didn't have a TV in there. I think they just played video games. But I literally, there was a cable outlet, but I went and grabbed one of the spare cables that the company left behind and I attached it and I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch MTV VH1 in here. And I discovered in that room, for some reason, we had all the movie channels.
I had it for a month too.
But we didn't, no, for like the remainder of our time living there.
Oh,
we
wow.
never, the whole house we didn't have them. But for some reason, that particular cable outlet in that bedroom had the cable channels.
Did you tell anybody?
No, it was my dirty little secret because I started watching like sleazy Skinemax. Like,
oh yeah.
The first thing I watched was literally like
Spice TV or whatever.
Bikini Wash, like some kind of like girls doing bikini car wash stuff naked and soapy suddy tits. And I'm just like on the floor, like, whoa, under the glow, dude. At like 3 a.m. I didn't get a lot of sleep that summer. Let me tell you, I'm just like fried like SpongeBob. And I had to hold on to it because like there was nobody was going to find out. Nobody was going to go in this room and turn on that little shitty TV and then go to like the movie. It just never would have happened. So I felt like king of the castle, man. I felt like, oh man, master of my domain. I was not, though. Let me tell you, tell you what.
So when did they find out? I mean,
They never
eventually they
did.
would.
No,
You didn't
never
you
did.
didn't you didn't tell your brothers like 10
No.
years later,
Why?
"Oh,
Oh, I haven't thought about it since this conversation.
oh,
I guess I can bring it
man."
up now.
I'm sure they'd be pissed at you.
I mean, what is someone like my dad? What would they have done? Like,
Oh, your
oh
dad.
no, they're not going to move into the little spare bedroom just to have the cable network.
Oh, they just have the cable going to the room.
Oh, you're right.
They just get a giant cable and just
And that's
run it
probably
to the
what they
room.
would have done. And I didn't think about that, but I would have been like, well, I'm not going to have a giant cable running through my room now.
You can
Because
have a splitter, you can just put a splitter on it and just split it to
they're like,
yours,
no,
and
you're not getting the movie channels. That's too adult for you, but not for daddy. Did I remember? We didn't have like TVs in all the rooms. I remember my parents didn't have a TV in their bedroom. And I remember one time there was some kind of promo, or I don't remember what it was. If it was
oh, you
on
forgot to
Ask,
say please just got fried.
yeah, forgot to say please from sorry, I wasn't watching. Yeah, T2, forgot to say please. Sorry, we'll get caught up with the episode before I finish that. But basically, he turns into like a version of Death Wish. He's like Charles Bronson. He
Mhm.
loses his job. He's sitting in on these trials of these murderers, these people getting off scot-free, and he feels like justice has not been served. So he's becoming a vigilante of sorts, aka serial killer, however you want to slice it.
He still wants to
And
do his job.
and we had that biker played by you forgot to say please that got off for killing whoever, and yeah, he always electrocutes people.
Mhm.
He like wired up a fence and blah, blah, blah. He gave him like the Ernest P. Worrell. So that's kind of his thing. But no, what I was going to say to put a cap on what I just was talking about. One time, for some reason or another, I would think this is the kind of thing you'd have to request given the nature of the content. So I don't know if my dad got the offer and he accepted it for whatever reason. My household got a month free of Playboy and Spice.
I had that too.
And I
I didn't
came
tell
home.
anybody either.
Oh, no, no, it was aware. My dad knew.
Oh.
And he took the main TV in the living room and he put it in his bedroom. We had no TV in the living room. He literally picked it up and he spent like the whole fucking weekend in there. He never came out. And I'm just listening, like, what the hell? He's watching, like, God. I'm like, that was our TV that our PlayStation was hooked up on. I'm like, I couldn't play games, dude. It's just like, I don't know, man. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I same thing happened to us, and
Smut
I
was
didn't
a
tell my
real
brother either.
Smut was a commodity though, man. Like
Yeah.
literally my dad pulled that up up uprooted the entire like home entertainment system and drug it in his room, dude. Set it on such like just so he could like just spank it for a weekend. Weird, dude. Okay, hey, speaking of HBO, look at these, man. So this guy just got off trial. He got acquitted of murdering his wife,
Mhm.
and you know he apparently murdered her. He had a side piece,
Mistress.
yeah,
Yeah.
which that's her right there, and she's got a rockin' bod. And well, he's gonna give him the old Halloween too. Not really. It's more like the Mikey where he electrocutes him with the boombox.
Who is this guy? I've seen this guy before
This
too.
is the dad on Child's Play 2. How's it
That's
hanging, Phil?
right. Okay.
Yeah, how's it hanging, Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is like a who's who of.
These character actors are awesome, dude.
Yeah, they're really, really great. And some of these character actors, man, they're better than a lot of
Oh, I
stars.
agree. Absolutely.
I got money. If you don't want money, what do you want?
Yeah, this is the Halloween 2 ripoff. I like it
Oh,
though.
well, he electrocutes them. He doesn't like melt their faces. That's why I think it reminds me more of Mikey. Remember Mikey where he threw the
Yeah.
boombox and it made no sense. He threw a boombox in like the hot tub and the boombox like like there's no the voltage isn't there. The voltage would not have done what Mikey did.
What he just rewired it when he turned the jets on or something like that. That he probably like put the wires in there and then he turned
I
the
don't
jets
think they
on
went
and
into that much detail. I
so he
think they
probably
kept.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Mikey was an electrician. You're talking about Mikey? You're talking
Oh,
about
I'm
this
talking
guy?
about this. I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about,
Well, he knows. I was like, Mikey,
yeah.
Brian Bonzel knew all this crazy. No, Brian Bonzel literally just tipped over a boombox in a pool and it electrocuted him. All right, so now he's at the. He says, whenever he wanted a woman, he just goes out and gets him one. I mean, he goes to this titty bar, and this is his next victim. And in between all his victims, once again, in true Sadler fashion, he's eye fucking us and telling us what's going on. He's taking us along for the journey, which I appreciate.
Well,
And
and he gets the victims by hanging out in the courtrooms and figuring out who's guilty and who's,
I don't
who gets
think
off.
we find out what this chick did because he's about to get
No.
arrested.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, clearly it comes as a surprise because we don't know anybody's on him. But yeah, if all these people are dying, there's got to be somebody that's like, on this
Mhm.
case. Like, what's going on here? They're all dying mysteriously. I feel like he's careless. He acts like he acts like he's a Kersey type character where he's like taking the scum off the streets, kind of. But he's not like Paul Kersey. He's kind of, you can tell he's sadistic
Yeah.
and he's a little bit of a,
He's
yeah,
malicious when it
yeah,
comes to it.
he's a serial killer, dude. This is HBO, baby. This is such a big deal, man. I never got to watch this show growing up. Every now and a blue moon, the only times I watched this show was if we stayed like at a motel and they
Mhm.
had HBO. I'd get an episode here. My dad's mom, she had HBO for a good time, but I didn't. Whenever I'd be over there, which is rare, she would have it. So over the years, I would pick up an episode here, pick up an episode there. But dude, it was like just forbidden fruit, man. It felt
It
so cool to watch it.
and it came out at, like, what, 10 o'clock at night or something? Didn't it
Yeah, it
drop at,
was
like,
late
10
night,
at night?
and
It was pretty late.
yeah, now all TV is like hardcore, even on like FX and
Mhm.
basic cable. I think even on network TV, they'll show tits now. Dude, you
That's
can watch
crazy, man.
like yeah, you watch dude, basic cable, FX and all this stuff, they will show nudity, they will show hardcore violence. I don't know if that really changed with stuff like Breaking Bad or AMC kind of started that, but the line's really blurred on content. The only difference is now the ads. But like you could see all this is lightweight. They could totally show this on certain networks now.
I could see the violence, but I mean the nudity thing, I mean, I wouldn't think they would show that. But yeah, I know the violence and the horror. I know Walking Dead kind of took off with AMC around that time.
NYPD Blue was pushing the envelope with nudity.
Yeah.
Like every episode you see Dennis Franz's ass, dude.
Oh, really?
Oh god, dude, that was like a big thing. They'd always make fun of it, and even when they did like was it Family Guy that did that bit where it was like Sesame Street, like homicide, life on the streets, H is for homicide, and it was like it was mimicking like homicide, life in the streets, and it was Bert and Ernie living together, but he was getting out of bed and he was a cop, and Ernie was the wife,
Oh,
and they
yeah,
showed his
yeah, yeah.
ass and stuff.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
they just showed a lot of nudity on those shows. Okay, so they picked him up, and in true bad karma fashion, like it always happens in these, he's gonna get a dose of his own medicine. We're gonna be
Yep.
back right where we began.
What goes around comes around.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing in a lot of these. But dude, he's selling it, dude. Look at that smoldering stare. And I love it. He's literally where the other guy was at the
He's
beginning
doing
where
the same thing.
he's
Call the
freaking out.
mayor.
He
Yeah.
call the mayor, call the mayor. The freaking
Yeah.
he's freaking out. He's facing death. And yeah, it's just really interesting. And I don't know if they're implying the guy who does him, I don't know, he's pretty cold
He
too.
stole his job. So, I mean, he was extra pissed off. I'm sure.
Yeah. But it's great, great episode. Something I noticed about this first season, this first few episodes, I don't feel like the Crypt Keeper is full Crypt Keeper yet.
No, no,
He's
no.
not like full zany and doing the laugh that he does every second. I would do it, but dude, it's just it's really it takes a toll on my voice. Try and do that. It's too much, dude. It's too much. Can't do it. That was almost closer to Chucky. But yeah, he doesn't do it on this. He's like he's talking like this in a growl whisper.
Yeah.
But I love it though. He's really creepy though in these first few episodes. I love it.
Yeah, he's really effective, especially, I mean, you're bringing kids in there because, I mean, they want to see the Crypt Keeper, and they're like, "What is this show?"
Yeah,
And
you're
then
gonna
you
see the
stick
Crypt
it.
Keeper's feet, which is do you ever see
Yeah.
his feet again? I
I
don't
don't know.
so I have a question. I kind of thought, what does he say that adds insult to injury? He said he kept thinking the mayor was gonna call him, so he withdrew from what on his head, and he calls him to smoke and he's
Oh,
saying it here.
he didn't cut his hair or something like that, so his hair wouldn't burn off because they
And
told
he
him
was just
to.
like, why would they give him a choice?
I don't know.
Like, so would you like your haircut? Would you like your head to catch on fire or not? It's just
Yeah, because they usually have him shave their head, and he was like, "No,
eyebrows and
the mayor's
everything.
gonna call." Yeah,
Yeah, but why would they even give him the option? Like, yeah, you don't get to pick, dude.
I don't know. Maybe they don't
Like,
want
we
to
don't we don't want to
smell
smell
burning hair. I
we
mean,
don't
they're
want
already
to smell
smelling burning
burning hair in
flesh.
here. That's all right.
They'll
But
smell his burning brain, but not his burning hair, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, back in the late 80s and into the 90s, there really wasn't HBO was super primo, man. You could not find this type of content on any other type of station. It was just those primo channels. Like I said, now that's like every cable network can show this kind of stuff. But this was really, really ahead of its time. I mean, obviously it's based on the old horror
The comic
zines and
books,
stuff like and every episode that on this series comes from an old issue.
yeah.
It's slightly updated for the times or whatever, but it's really, really neat.
Which I used to collect those too, the old Tales from the Crypt, because they re-released them back in the 90s in the Vault of Horror and stuff like that. I remember getting a few of those.
And there's even the anthology Tales from the Crypt film.
Yeah.
Right. From like 20 years prior or whatever. But yeah, so that's a fantastic episode. We're gonna get the Crypt Keeper's feet, right?
We should.
There we go. He's fried. My bad. That was the monologue. And he's somehow still doing monologue after he's dead. I don't understand how that works. Yeah, dude, he looks awesome. This is a huge deal too, man. Like, the Crypt Keeper was legit scary as a little kid. Obviously now he's funny and stuff, and he's very punny, but this is creepy, man. I remember watching like the Emmys or something, and we didn't have HBO, but I remember like the Crypt Keeper coming out.
I remember that too.
I'm like, oh my gosh, the Crypt Keeper's here.
I bought the mask for Halloween one year when I was
just
a
want
kid.
to suck those toes. Why is the Crypt Keeper so short?
I didn't even know they showed his feet. I mean, this is like the first time I've seen him.
Yeah, and it's awesome. It's just the production value is insane, man. The animatronics. I wouldn't be surprised if the same people who did the Chucky stuff did the Crypt Keeper, because there's just like a level of quality here.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking about the pedigree, not only do we have all those A-list producers, you got Danny Elfman doing the soundtrack, the classic score, which is insane. John Cassier is a real talent. He I don't know if he has in a while, but yeah, he does those cons and stuff. I remember he did a con that we went to, one of the KC Crypticons.
Yeah.
And he was doing like the emceeing the whole weekend. Like, they have the cosplay at 8 o'clock. Make your fat ass Spider-Man to the door. These fucking fat nerds and shit like that. You overweight Green Ranger. Go that way. It was kind of interesting, but
well, what would you give that? What would you give that episode?
It's hard to say grading on a curve, because I think the consistent quality of Tales from the Crypt is really high. So if I'm kind of grading on the scale of Tales from the Crypt, like how I feel those episodes are, because I think that just blows the episodes from Tales from the Dark Side away. But it's not fair. I don't think Tales from the Dark Side ever quite.
Yeah, you can't compare it to that.
I just don't think the quality of Tales from the Dark Side ever reaches the consistent heights of this show. I would say it's at least an 8 out of 10 as far as Tales from the Crypt goes. I mean, like I said, it's an extremely, extremely consistent series. I mean, you'll come across one or two every now and again that aren't quite up to that, but it's an extremely consistent series.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was excellent.
What'd you give it?
7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Ishmael, that's coming right up. This Santa Crypty was damn scary for me as a kid. That's episode 2. So on that note, that ends our commentary for episode 1. For those of you that are live, please stick around. We're going to follow up with episode 2, but let's close out. Thank you guys that are watching after the fact. Please don't forget to comment on the video. I think that helps us out more than anything. Subscribe if you haven't already. We've been around many, many years. We literally have 1,000 videos. Many, many, many of those are commentaries. So there's tons and tons for you to keep you entertained for a while. And yeah, if you want to support us, we do have a Patreon linked below. Otherwise, your continued support and watching the videos and sharing is all we could ever ask for. And keep an eye out for episode 2 if you're listening after the fact.
Like us on X too, because I'm always on there posting.
Todd's huge on X. He's huge on X, which I like X too. But you guys, if you full disclosure, if you guys are commenting on YouTube, that's me. I'm the guy that's like commenting it back, and I'm the YouTube guy. Todd, if you guys want to reach out on X, it's usually going to be Todd. So we split it up, right? So if you guys want to hurl insults at Todd, go to X. Don't hurl insults on those are my insults. So
don't be shy.
guys. Adios.